I'm Wilderness Eric. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be reviewing all of these masks. I just recently went back out to the river to do some more gold sniping, and I got all the way out there and all the way in ready to go, and I broke my favorite mask. I didn't have a backup, so it ruined my day. I broke my favorite mask. I'm just lucky there's no glass in my eyes or in my face. That's sad. But that's a story for another video. Before I went back to the river, I needed a new mask. I wanted a really good mask, so I hopped on Google to look for mask reviews. I did find a lot of information about reviews of masks, but I didn't find any actual hands-on reviews. And I couldn't find any hands-on testing review videos comparing different masks. Almost all of the videos I found were just low-effort voiceovers, reading the descriptions on the product pages. So I decided to hop on Amazon and just buy a bunch of the most rated and highest rated masks that I could find. This way I could do a hands-on review of some of the most popular masks and find the best one. I purchased both regular snorkeling masks and some full face masks because I'm gearing up for some winter snorkeling. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the full face masks, and I have a link down in the description for my regular mask video. First I'm going to show you how they all arrived in their packagings. Then I'm going to take them all out to the river and test them all day long. Then I'm going to come back here and let you know the verdict. Okay, here's all the masks we're going to test. And I'm going to get video of unboxing all of them so you guys can see how they're packaged up. And we're going to start with this mask. This is the Great Ever brand. Comes in a nice little mesh bag here. And the mask comes bubble wrapped. And inside, looks like the snorkel is hooked on here by a rubber attachment so that it doesn't get lost, doesn't get separated from your mask. That's what it looks like inside. And inside the mask, there was this little brochure. And this looks like the action cam attachment for the snorkel. So you can clip it on the front of the snorkel. So this okay, it's a locking deal. So you slide it on and lock it. It says right here, insert where the arrows are, and then twist to lock it in place. It's got a ball valve on the top here so it doesn't let water in if you go underwater. And it looks like they have a quick disconnect here, which is really nice. Looks like a good mask. So the action cam attachment device looks like it goes on like this, which is nice because it's quick disconnect, but somebody really wasn't thinking because it's at the top of the snorkel and it's going to be out of the water. So whatever you're seeing underwater, it's not going to be able to catch way up here on top of the snorkel. I'm not sure quite what they were thinking here. Unless it goes either way. Okay, it can go this way too. So, thumbs up to that. So there's the Great Ever mask. Alright, our next mask is the Seaview 180 V3. This was a more expensive mask, but I wanted to see how a higher end mask compares to the ones you can get for a lot cheaper. It's a very nice looking mask. I got the gray version. Here's an attachment here for the action cam. Alright, let's see how this snorkel attaches. Comes in the packaging here. And they have a little thing you can scan to learn about your mask. Alright. So, I believe this is supposed to slide in place here. Doesn't seem to be wanting to go. These O-rings are kind of finicky. Doesn't want to go on. It's just a really snug fit. Okay, finally got it on there. Boy, that's not going to be fun to take on and off. I never heard it click in place or anything. And that's immediately I don't like that about it. If you're traveling, putting this in and out of your backpack, that's going to be a pain in the butt to take on and off. But that's a good looking mask. So they've got some extra O-rings, and here is the action cam clip for this mask. Inside here, looks like they have a couple extra diaphragms for the mask too. It's getting kind of breezy out here. That clip's on there. That's a bit rattly. It's not a real snug fit. Let's try it the other direction. That's still pretty rattly that way. Alright, so you can touch your camera there. We'll test it out and see how it works. Okay, the next mask is the Z-Port or Z-Porte brand. There's the Z-Porte mask. And it comes with the mesh bag and a pamphlet. And there's the action cam clip-on for the snorkel. Got some scrubjays in the tree screaming at me. We're at each other. Alright, so this is not attached, and it is a simple slide-on snorkel. It does have a little clip there to keep it in place. And to take it off, you gotta pull up on that clip and then slide it off. Looks like it goes like that. It's a really tight fit. Okay. Small, unobtrusive. I like where it's placed. It's pretty nice. Comes with earplugs, a little thing to hook on your action cam, and an extra O-ring for the snorkel. Okay, our last full face mask is the Zip Out or Zip Out brand. This one also comes in a box. Pamphlet, nice mesh bag here. Okay, here is the action cam attachment. And this one also has an attached snorkel, looks like. Got instructions how to use it there. It's pretty easy. Just flips up and slides on. Alright, let's see how this action cam attachment works. It also comes with an extra O-ring, some earplugs, and the action cam deal. There's no instructions on how to put this on. I'm not sure where it goes. Looks like maybe something like that. Looks like it's supposed to go on this way, but I can't get it to fit. Ah, finally. Finally got it on there. Okay. That's nice and secure. Really snug. Looks like it'll work well. Okay, here's the 4 face masks in order how I open them from right to left. Here's what they look like. Let's head to the river and go test them out. I'm headed out to the river today to my Goldie Rocks claim to do some more gold sniping. That's where I go and give myself hypothermia and crawl on my belly in the cold mountain river to find a few specks of gold. I love it. It's going to be a blast. All right, here we are on the river, ready to test the masks. I'm going to start with this full face mask, and I'm going to test these masks thoroughly today and hopefully find a little bit of gold while I'm at it. So stay tuned. I'm gold sniping on a spot on the river where I've been finding some really good gold. I'm waving the dirt and gravel off the bedrock and finding gold specks all over the place. Sometimes I even find it on the clay layers. It didn't take very long until I found my first chunks of gold for the day. I use what's called a snuffer bottle to suck the gold off the bottom. And I always see some really neat creatures when I'm out on the river. Well, I really like this mask so far. It did fog up a little bit at first, but it cleared right up and it stayed clear. It does have a strange thing where it hums a little bit. If my face is underwater just a ways and I breathe in real deep, the diaphragm on it makes a humming sound. So that's the only thing bad I can find about it so far. It fits my face really well. I can really just relax my mouth when I have the mask on. So far, I like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and try the next one. All right, this is the mask I'm gonna try next. Let's see how it goes. All right, I like this mask. It fits really well, but it blows air out the sides. So when I stick my face in, it goes up into my ears. So I'm not sure I'm really liking that aspect of this mask. I like the way it looks and I like the way it fits though. And it stays crystal clear inside. As I was searching throughout the day, I found several nice little gold nuggets. The link to that video is down in the description. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and test this mask next. Okay, I've had a chance to test this one now, and my initial thoughts are that it's a really good mask. This airflow, even though this snorkel was hard to put on here, the airflow is amazing compared to the other masks. If you're claustrophobic at all, I think this would be the mask to get. You can tilt your head forward without it plugging in the water. You can tilt it side to side really far without it plugging as well. I think they really thought this airflow through, but it's kind of a pain to put the snorkel on. So it's got its positive and negatives. Okay, the next full face mask is going to be this one. Alright, I've tested this one out fully, and this one doesn't seem to fit my face properly. I keep having to hold my mouth open so it doesn't ride up into my eyes on the inside here. So This one doesn't work great for me. It may be just the shape of my face. But the other thing with this one, it's like that other one I tested. It gurbles out the side here, right into your ear. It does blah, 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 blah. When you breathe out and your face is underwater, it blows bubbles right into your ear, which is not the greatest thing. So, that's all the masks. Alright, I had a great day. Found a nice bit of gold and thoroughly tested all the masks. So, it's time to head home and give you the verdict. Well, that was an awesome day of river sniping. I found tons of gold and had a lot of fun. I found a lot of cool creatures. If you want to see that video, you gotta subscribe so you don't miss it. Alright, it's time for the verdict. Which one of these masks worked the best and why? So I want to start out by saying that all of these masks would probably be a good buy. None of them leaked and none of them fogged, and they all worked pretty well. So it comes down to just a matter of preference how they're made. Okay, starting over here with the Z-Porte full face mask. Now this is a pretty good quality mask for a decent price. It was $29.99, and I think you can't go wrong with that. It just comes down to a matter of preference. Now on this mask there were a few things that I did not like. Number one is the action cam mount. Once you get it on there, it is really hard to get off. So now that I have it on there, I can't really take it off. I'm afraid that I'm going to break this thing. So if you want to take your camera off, your action camera off, to get a close-up shot by hand, that's going to be really hard to do with this mask. Now the other issue with this mask is that the air comes out the side. So you breathe air in through the top snorkel, and then when you breathe out, the air goes out the side right next to your ears. So when you have your face in the water, the air kind of bubbles up next to your ears and makes a whole bunch of racket. And for me, that's really kind of annoying. When you're underwater, it bubbles around your ear and pushes water in your ear. And when you're above water, it splashes up into your ear. So I really didn't like that aspect about this mask. And it's both this mask and this mask have that issue. The other thing I did not like about this mask is that the snorkel is a separate piece. So when you go to pack it, you have to be careful about not losing your snorkel, because it's not connected to your mask. But the snorkel is easy to put on and off, so overall it's really not a bad design, it's just not the best. Now the other thing I don't like about this mask is that the strap doesn't have a quick disconnect here on the bottom. So the only way to remove the strap to get in to clean it or fit test it is you have to unweave it to take it out, and that's kind of a pain. So because of those issues, this was not my favorite mask. So moving on to the Zip Out full face mask. This was the least expensive mask of all 4 face masks that I tried at $27.99. And I really like the look of the mask. I think it looks a lot better than a couple of the other masks that I tested. But this mask has the same exact flaws that this mask has. And that is that the air comes out the side here. You don't have a quick release for the bottom strap. You have to unweave it to get into the mask. The action cam mount is really hard to take on and off, and it feels like over a few times you'd probably break it. Now the one advantage that this mask has over this mask are that the snorkel is connected, so you don't have to worry about losing it. It just kind of folds down. It has a little connector here, so it stays with the mask. I really like that. Just nice and easy fold down. Really small. I do think this mask folds down a little bit smaller than the other mask. And it's even easier to put the snorkel on and off than the other mask is. Now this mask fit me really well for the sizing. I'm on the upper end of small on the face measurement, so I bought small on all the sizes. And this mask I think fit the worst. Even though it's a small, the rubber inside was kind of riding up into my eyes, so it was not a good fit. So of these 2 masks, I think this one is probably the better mask, at least for my face shape, and also because of the snorkel design here. But they are pretty comparable masks for the features that they have. So moving on to the Sea View mask. This mask was $60, which put it at twice as expensive as all these other masks that I purchased. Now their one big claim with this mask is that this particular snorkel gives you a really good airflow, and I totally agree with that. The airflow in this mask was amazing. Of all these 4 masks that I tested, this had the best airflow, totally unimpeded. And if you're buying a full face mask to really do some swimming and cardio stuff in the water with a full face mask, I think this is your best bet. Also, if you get a little bit claustrophobic and you have an issue that you feel like you're not getting enough air with your mask, this would be the way to go, because you really get a really strong airflow with this mask. The other pro about this mask that has over the other ones is your field of view. Your field of view out the edges is a lot better than these other masks because of the snorkel design. Now these other masks are designed so that the air comes in the main chamber and flows out the side here. So you have kind of a bonded plastic area that blocks your vision. So this side port you really can't see out of inside your mask on all these other 3 masks. But this mask, the side port is totally clear. So you have full side field of vision. So if something's coming up from the side, you can tell it's coming up there. Now another pro about this mask is that it does have a quick disconnect strap, which is really nice. So if you want to take your mask off real quick, you can just pop that off, and it's easy to put on and off like that. If you want to clean your mask, you just pop both of these off, clean it out, and then you can just snap them right back in place. So that being said, this mask does have some major disadvantages that I didn't like. Number 1 is the snorkel. Now that I have this snorkel on and in place, I cannot get it off. This snorkel was really hard to put on, and one of the issues is that it has these little O-rings that fit in these little grooves, and the O-rings try to jump over the little groove, and it really makes it difficult to slide the snorkel on and off. It is a really snug fit, and it has this little clip on the inside, so you have to push on the clip and pull on the snorkel at the same time you're trying to get it off. And I cannot even get it off of the mask. So that would be a real pain in the butt if you're traveling and putting your mask in and out of your baggage. Another big flaw I found on this mask was the action cam mount. This thing is really loose and floppy, and I did try both directions, and it still flops around, and that's really going to be an issue for your action camera. If it's doing this in the water, you're going to be hearing all kinds of clunking and smacking sounds. And I felt that it was just kind of a weird, wonky design. It's on the side of your mask here, so it's going to create more drag if you're swimming forward. And why this design with the big kind of bulbous look to it, I'm not really sure why they did that. It's really kind of strange. Now the other negative I found about this mask was this really sharp angle on the bottom here on the rubber skirt of the mask. For me at least, that really pushed into my jaw bones, and over time it caused a little bit of sore spots down on my jaw. And this is really deep right here, so it kind of, if you bend your face down, it can kind of push onto your throat a little bit, and it felt really weird and not the most comfortable. Now if you look at these other masks, it's kind of a smooth transition in that area. There's no sharp points anywhere, and it's not as deep either on the jaw, so it's just a lot more comfortable on these other masks compared to this really sharp one on this one. So this is the most expensive mask, but it does have the best airflow. If you're claustrophobic, this is the mask to get. Okay, moving on to the last and my favorite of all the full face masks that I tested. This is the Great Ever G2 full face mask. Of all these full face masks that I tested, I think this one was the most comfortable. It really fit my face well, and it's got some good features that I really like. It has a really nice action camera mount that's really secure, and it's easy to take on and off. You can fit it this direction, so if you're swimming in the water, you get a good view of what you're seeing in the water, but you can also pop it off, and it's designed to clip on this direction as well, so that you have a view above the water as you're swimming. Now the other thing I really liked about this action cam mount is that when you pull it off, you can use it as a handle for your action camera, which is really nice. I think of all the snorkels, this one has the best connection. So you twist it and pull it, comes right off, and it stays right with the mask. So it's a really good, secure design. You push it in and twist it on, and it's locked in place. I also like the airflow design of this mask. When you breathe in, air comes in through the snorkel, and it flows down over your lens so that it prevents fogging. And when you breathe out, air comes around the outside here and goes out a separate chamber in your snorkel, so you're not rebreathing your carbon dioxide. Now this mask also comes with a really nice quick disconnect on the straps. So you can disconnect them and get in there and really clean your mask out if you need to, and fit test it or whatever. And it's really easy to just click it right on and off. Actually, I think it's a little bit easier than this mask because this one's kind of loose. So after you click it off, you kind of have to hunt for it to get it clicked back on. And this one is just right in the hard case, So you just put it right in. So overall, because of these features, this, of all the full face masks that I tested, the Great Ever G2 was my favorite mask of all of them. Now that being said, I did notice something really interesting about this mask, in that I believe this is a generic mask made by a one main manufacturer and marketed by several different brands. So you can actually get this mask cheaper. I got it for $35.99, which was the second most expensive of all the masks here. But I also saw this same exact mask under a different brand for like $20, $25. So you can look around and find this mask for a really good deal, and it's a really great mask. So this was my favorite mask, and it would be the one that I would recommend. In my last video, I tested out a bunch of regular snorkeling masks, so you don't want to miss that one. I'll put the link down in the description to that one. And also, my video of my gold sniping day is coming up, so if you want to see that, please subscribe. I hope to see you guys there.